2020 was not only the start of a new year, but also the start of a whole new decade. In my personal opinion, the last decade has been one of the best for anime. Today, anime is widely accepted and watched throughout the whole world on a whole new level. The previous decade also gave us some of the most amazing shows which really told us what anime is all about. I hope this decade is also just as good for anime, if not better, but now that we're embarking on to the next decade, let's look back at some of the most amazing shows over the previous decade. This is your boy Sunriser from Anime Sunrise, going over last decade's top anime. Now these are all my personal picks, but if you do have some that I might have missed, go ahead and hit that like button and comment your favorite picks and we'll get right into the video. Without further ado, let's jump in. Violet Evergarden is a fantasy drama anime that's very emotional and will definitely leave you mostly in tears. The art style and soundtracks in this anime are absolutely splendid. While Violet Garden is a slow-paced show, it is meant not for people looking for exciting action, but something with deep development and storytelling. The plot of Violet Evergarden shows the story of Violet Evergarden. Violet was a soldier in the Great War, which finally came to a close after 4 years of conflict. Now Violet needs to start a new life, but she's a very emotionless girl who was only raised for the sole purpose of war. Made in Abyss has a wonderful story, great character chemistry, a harmonious soundtrack, and beautiful animation all rolled up in this anime adaptation. Now, the whole story of the show is quite unique and fresh. The plot of this anime follows the story of Riko. Riko's mother, Liza the Annihilator, went missing when she went into the Abyss. Now, the Abyss is a gaping chasm stretching down into the depths of the earth, filled with mysterious creatures and relics from a time long past. Riko is determined to go into the Abyss to uncover its secrets to find her mother. Along with her new friend Reg, a mysterious humanoid robot, Riko sets out on an amazing adventure filled with discovery, lovable characters, and a story that will keep you guessing till the end. Erase is a very short anime that you need to watch right now. Erase manages to tell us a very captivating and beautiful story in just a span of 12 episodes. This seinen anime tackles a lot of real life problems like loneliness, bullying, child abuse, and many more. Erase keeps you at the edge of your seat and is a very unpredictable show. The plot of this anime follows the story of Satoru Fujinuma. Satoru has the ability to travel a few minutes back in time whenever a tragedy is about to take place. Satoru uses his abilities usually to help other people. One day, however, when his mother is murdered by an unknown assailant in his home, Satoru's ability suddenly sends him back 18 years in the past when he was still in elementary school. Akame ga Kill, or the Game of Thrones of the anime world, is a brilliant fantasy shonen anime. Akame ga Kill is a very dark show which shows us the reality of society. One thing I really love about Akame ga Kill is that unlike any other anime, you build up a connection with enemies as well. You see that both sides are just normal people who are doing what they believe to be right. The plot of Akame ga Kill follows the story of Tatsumi, who is the latest member of Night Raid. Night Raid is the assassination branch of the Revolutionary Army and an uprising assembled to overthrow the evil Prime Minister. Next up, we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This masterpiece shonen series first aired back in 2012 and has remained relevant ever since. The story of the JoJo series is very simple yet very entertaining. The art style of the JoJo series is very unique and different from anything we've seen before. When you watch anime, you want entertainment, and the JoJo series delivers on that. Each edition in the series introduces the story of a new Joestar. The latest season of the show, we follow the story of Jonathan Joestar and then later his grandson Joseph Joestar. The series is famous for outlandish characters, wild humor, and frenetic battles. Future Diary is a psychological shonen anime which is truly a feast for the eyes. Future Diary is a show which will seriously keep you at the edge of your seat with spectacular action scenes. This anime has a very unique and fresh story. The pacing is fairly fast, but not forced at all. This anime follows the story of Yukiteru Amano, who spends his days writing a diary on his cell phone. One day, Yukiteru is granted a random diary which lets him see into the future and forces him into a bloody battle royale with 11 other holders of similarly powerful future diaries. Parasyte the Maxim is a brilliant psychological cinema anime. This anime is very popular among the anime community for being unique and fresh. Parasyte the Maxim shows us that even non-human creatures can have feelings. The show doesn't give the viewers a break and from the very start shows us the grim reality of its horror. The art and animation in this anime are both top-notch. The plot of this anime follows the story of Shinchiki Izumi. One day, Shinchiki is attacked by a parasite. The parasite tries to take over his brain but fails to do so and instead settles for his right hand. The show progresses as each of these unique individuals become to realize that they both need each other to survive in this shonen anime. Sword Art Online is a very popular isekai anime. This anime gets a lot of hate because of its cliche tropes, but in my personal opinion, it's still quite enjoyable. Yes, Sword Art Online has a lot of flaws and it lacks in depth, can be childish, predictable, and is quite illogical at times, but at the same time it is very entertaining and truly a feast for the eyes. Especially recommend Sword Art Online to the people who are new to watching anime. Sword Art Online is set in the year 2022 and follows the story of Kirito. Kirito is a player in the virtual reality game Sword Art Online. One day, Kirito and all the other players get trapped in the game, and the only way to make it back to the real world is by completing all the levels of the game. Every anime fan knows about the Fate series. The Fate series started all the way back in 2006 and Fate Stay Night was a highly anticipated addition to the series which did justice to the original source material. True to its hype, Fate Stay Night Fate Zero is a must-see whether you're an old fan of the Fate series or coming into the series as a newbie. The Fate series has the concept of the Holy Grail War. The Holy Grail War is a battle royale among 7 mages who serve as masters. Masters, through the use of command seals they are given when they enter the war, command heroic spirits known as servants to fight for them in battle. The winner of the Holy Grail War gets an ultimate prize, the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail is a magical artifact capable of granting its wielder any wishes. Kill la Kill is a comedy masterpiece with some ecchi thrown in it to spice it up. Unlike many other ecchi comedy anime, ecchi isn't the main focus in Kill la Kill. The main focus is comedy. The comedy in Kill la Kill is quite unique and fresh, and the same goes for its art style. Kill la Kill takes overused cliche anime tropes and presents them in a very unique way which is quite enjoyable. Kill la Kill follows the story of Matoe Rukio, who is in search for the killer of her father. She follows her only lead, which is the missing half of her father's invention, Scissor Blade. Armed with Sengetsu and the Scissor Blade, Rukio enrolls in Honnouji Academy to find the truth to what happened. Kill la Kill is deceptively clever, offering a crazy look at the darker side of the fashion industry, and if you can look past the gratuitous fan service body image, you'll enjoy this amazing anime. Madoka Magica is a magical girl anime which is completely new take on the genre. This anime is hailed as an absolute masterpiece all over the world because of how deep and psychological its story is. Madoka Magica has a very unique art style which might seem a little childish at first, but you get used to it in a while. The story of the anime follows Madoka and her friend Sayaka, who are both leading a very normal life until one day they are a cat-like magical familiar and Hamaru Akemi. They are offered the proposition that any one wish will become a reality, but in return, they will have to become magical girls. Your Lie in April is a beautiful anime which deceives us initially into believing that it's just another light-hearted, colorful series. At first, it seems like another romantic comedy, but after a while, we quickly realize it's way more. It is an amazing, tragic story which leaves us in tears. This series can be a little overwhelming at times, but overall, it's an absolute gem. Your Lie in April follows the story of Kosei Arima, who was an amazing pianist but falls into a downward spiral after his mother passes away. However, everything changes when he meets the beautiful violinist Kaori, who stirs up his world and sets him on an adventure to face music again. Demon Slayer is a modern shonen anime which aired only recently in 2019 and gained immense praise by the whole anime community instantly. This anime is truly a feast for anyone looking to dive deep into the genre of dark fantasy. The anime and art style of Demon Slayer are both absolutely amazing and unique. Demon Slayer is a more adult-themed shonen with a little focus on the topics of life, death, and tragedy. Demon Slayer follows the story of Tanjiro Kamada. Tanjiro one day returns home only to find his entire family got murdered by a demon. Only his sister was still alive. He quickly grabbed his sister and went to find help, but soon finds out that his sister has now been turned into a demon too. Mob Psycho 100 is a supernatural comedy masterpiece. There are probably a million ways in which we can describe Mob Psycho 100, considering how diverse the story is. Mob Psycho 100 shares the same creator with the legendary show One Punch Man. The artwork of this anime is very unique and the story is very easy to understand. Mob Psycho follows the story of 8th grader Shigeo Kageyama, Mob, who is tapped into his inner wellspring of psychic prowess at a very young age. In order to effectuate control on his skills, Mob enlists himself under the wing of Arigo Reagan, a con artist claiming to be a psychic who exploits Mob's powers for pocket change. Hunter x Hunter is actually a remake of the original Hunter x Hunter, and in my personal opinion, the remake is better than the actual original. Not only does it have better animation and overall quality, but it also adds some extra story arcs which are very enjoyable. Hunter x Hunter is a shonen show loved and appreciated by the whole world. It is one of the few shonens today which gives us the same energy as some classics like Naruto and One Piece. Hunter x Hunter can seriously get you hooked and you will be done with the show before you even know it. Hunter x Hunter is set in a world where hunters exist to perform all manner of dangerous tasks like capturing criminals and bravely searching for lost treasures in uncharted territories. 12-year-old Gon Freeses is determined to become the best hunter possible in hopes of finding his father, who is a hunter himself and had long ago abandoned his young son. ReZero is one of the few isekai anime that's actually really good. The isekai genre gets a lot of backlash because of how repetitive it has become. Almost all isekai anime these days gives us the same old cliche anime tropes, but ReZero sets itself apart. This isekai mixes psychological elements with an upbeat fantasy setting. ReZero starts off just like any other run-of-the-mill isekai, but as the story progresses, we really see how it is an absolute gem. The plot of ReZero follows the story of Subaru Natsuki, where Subaru gets suddenly transported to a fantasy world one day, and in this world, time rewinds whenever he dies. This isekai is very harsh towards the protagonist, and we can't help but feel bad for him. One Punch Man is comedy gold. This anime is popular all over the world because of how unique it executes its jokes and the animation studio that presented itself. One thing I really love about One Punch Man is, despite being a comedy show, the animation in the anime is absolutely marvelous. You get both comedy and action from this masterpiece, and One Punch Man is a comedy show which does not feel repetitive and is very unpredictable. The plot of this anime follows the story of Saitama, who in order to pursue his childhood dream of becoming a hero, Saitama trains relentlessly for 3 years, and as a side effect, he loses all his hair. But in addition to that, now Saitama is invincibly strong, who can defeat any villain with just a single punch. Unless you've been living under a rock for the past few years, you have at least heard the name of this masterpiece. Attack on Titan is a shonen anime and one of my personal favorites on this entire list. Despite being a shonen, Attack on Titan tackles a lot of adult themes and has a very deep story. Attack on Titan is one of the few anime which actually keeps on getting better with every new season. The plot of this anime follows the story of Eren Yeager. Eren lives in a world where beings called Titans exist. These monstrous humanoid creatures eat humans in order to just be. Because of Titans, most of humanity has gone extinct and the remaining humans live inside closed walls which protect them from the Titans. Haikyuu is an absolutely amazing sports anime just about volleyball. Just watching season 1 of this anime can get anyone interested in playing volleyball. One thing that is absolutely beautiful about Haikyuu is that this anime shows us all the importance of teamwork. Working together is important not just in sports but in every aspect of life. Also, Haikyuu shows us the importance of hard work. None of the characters in Haikyuu have any kind of superpower. All of them work extremely hard to get better at this sport. The plot of this sport follows the story of Hinata and Kageyama, the two players who originally stood at opposite sides of the volleyball net, but now, due to the fact that they attend the same high school, are forced to work together. Of course, My Hero Academia is an absolute gem which is adored by every anime fan of the shonen genre. Mostly shonen series are not enjoyable by adults and are seen as being too childish sometimes, but My Hero Academia completely changes that. This series is enjoyable for both adults, teenagers, almost anyone who can relate to the struggles of our protagonists. The plot of the shonen follows the story of Izuku Midoriya, also known as Deku. Izuku lives in a world where 80% of the population is born with some kind of quirk or superpower. However, Izuku is one of the few individuals who are born quirkless. In the show, we see how Izuku struggles to become a hero regardless of all the hurdles that are put in his way. Before we get in our number one spot for the anime of the last decade, I wanted to throw a special shout out to these honorable mentions that I really feel deserve a spotlight on this list as well. Also, be sure to check out AnimeSunrise.com for all your anime news and different ideas coming out, whether it be manga, cosplay, or any kind of anime convention. AnimeSunrise.com has all that you're looking for. Well, what do you think? Did I get your anime on this top anime list for the last decade? These again are just my personal picks, so if I miss one, make sure you mention it in the comment section below. But thanks again for tuning in to Anime Sunrise. This is Sunriser checking out. Peace.